Okay, for those of you that saw my post the other day saying how pleased I was I'd extended the concrete, let me show you the layout. This is, we always stored all our hay in here, but we've got straw here, got some of last year's hay left, we've got the barn cats there, that's where I feed them, and through here is a covered shelter area where I can put hay in the net if I want, if it's clashy. See, it's got a roof, but it's very open because we've got to be able to get in with big tractors. This bit is kept deep littered, but of course they just used it as toilets and then something to roll in, but it doesn't matter, it's their choice. There's always one or two hanging about here, but they don't lie down for that long. There's one of the cats, can you see it? No, probably not. We've just scraped the yard because it poured for a couple of days, so doing it by hand, I just can't lift it. Now, that's the entrance, that's where we come in, straight ahead here. It's down a longish track, well out of the way, totally hidden. And there's a stream, we go over a bridge to get to it, so the stream runs right along this ground. They've got access to it out of this section here. You see, you know, sooner clean up than we get more gifts. But as you can see, this bit is concreted because this is where we have action with tractors, turning and skidding. You know, when we're bringing 200 big bales up, there's a heck of a lot of action. And we keep moving them to other places. That bit there is his store shed for his machines, etc, etc. You've got one of the hay boxes. We split a bale between two of them here just because it's easier to take a whole bale out. So I've just topped that up. I'd rather not give them as much as once, but to be honest it just saves time now, the days are getting shorter. The smashed, well, it's rotted in this box. These were all small hay boxes that I had in the days when this was just a mire of mud and we just had a tiny shed. Anyway, I put the salt licks here. Now, I put that one there literally 3 days ago. So you can see they're getting through it, aren't they? They like their salt licks. That's, I don't know what you'll ask. It's a Rocky's 5-star, which, you know, has all the sort of requirements. Now, the next job, of course, is to replace a lot of this fencing. You can see it's propped up because they've wrecked it. Because cobs like to wipe their bottoms on it on regular intervals. So this was the original concreted area, and it turned out to be a godsend because, you know, we have hardcore here, you understand, but with tractors coming on it all got uneven, and then on top of that it's like a foot of mud and slurry. God knows where it came from, but it always got like that in wet weather. Well, you see what it's like here. This is where it's not concreted, and that's after, well, we've had 2 days of constant rain, but he has scraped a lot of the mud off there, and we don't move tractors in that bit. That's just horses. There's another feed area there which has been out of use this summer, so it's grown up with nettles, but there is a strip of concrete going right round it. I'll probably put it in use once I've cleaned it up. And further down there they've got access to the stream. I can open it, it's open at the moment, or I can close it and make them go to the far end of the field to get down to water. So yeah, that's the main field. Horses chilling, it's their siesta time, you know. Anyway, it was concreted up to here, and there was a strip around this hay feeder. So you can see it's darker. You can see the strip where they join. So that was fine. It was just we had a bit of concrete left on the last load, so it was put round here. Ordinarily, I store bales of hay in here, just cover them, or it's haylage, and I just put 3 or 4 slices out daily. The idea being so they've got loads of places to spread out. They constantly move from one to the other, ideally. But of course, they can go around the entire track. So here's where the new concrete starts, just there. Where my foot is the start of it. So it runs up to this new shed. Well, you can see if you've got a shed full of hay, and machinery, you're going to have hard standing outside. Now, fair enough, we're going to put hard standing, but the thing is, when you've got a lot of muck on it and you've got to scrape it because there's so many, you just dig up your hard coal. It just doesn't work. You need concrete. So this is the new hay shed that my other half kindly built for me this summer, single-handed, I might add. It looks massive on this, but this concrete isn't that wide. If I pace it out from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metres, because my stride isn't a full metre from the hay barrier to here. A bit bigger if you go further back. I wanted an opening there, but he decided against it. We'll see. Maybe dies or maybe not one in. So it made sense to come right round here so he can scrape easily. So you can see this is where the mud starts, and it is a bit muddy here because tractors do come round here, they do turn round and vehicles turn round. It's not deep, don't get me wrong, it isn't deep, but I tell you what, if I was trimming a horse I wouldn't want it to come off this. That'd be filthy. And I'm busy re-fencing how the tracks run, but they've got the rest of the field is tracked and it's fenced into 4 small paddocks. But we're not looking at tracks, we're looking at this hardcore, this concrete. So yeah, we've made a ramp so machines can get up without tipping, and we're onto concrete. Now this bit here was crucial. I've planted a few trees, they look nothing now but they'll soon grow, and I've electriced it. But this here is my trimming pen. So I have a gate, which means I could catch one where they are now, through in that feeder. Zoom into it, it'll squeak. It's a knackered old camera. This horse is in there, in front of the other shed. I could catch one there and lead it the way I've just walked, around this feed barrier, and through the gate, in here, which is my trimming pen. Here I've got a patience post, a few people have asked about that. It's just so when you've got young horses that maybe haven't tied before. I thought, well, I've tied them high, you see, it'll probably wrap around. I was wanting to swivel, but he didn't have anything handy. We might get round to that one day. I'll hang a chain from it, and then I'll tie to the chain. But a horse could be stood here, and I could be supervising it, but getting on with trimming a horse. So this is my trimming stall here. We haven't put the ties up, that's why there's a bit of string there. I had one in the other day and I tethered it to that and to this post here, so it wasn't swinging on me. I've got to get them used to doing it, of course. This is all full of hay. You know, there's 200 and odd bales in this shed. It's a big shed, 72 foot along the long back side, 18, 20 foot deep there. And this bit's about 34 foot wide. You see, I've got the trailer parked there, and it leans to about 30 foot off the original building, I think. So that's a smaller stall, because again, you know, I could mount the horse there. I could be busy trimming, and one could be standing there with the bits in and tethered either side. This is just a store area for things like, you know, wheelbarrows, and just slide that through. It's not been fit out yet, but I'll stick some hooks up so I can hang the odd halter tools. I'll have to bring a table and maybe make some sort of shelving set up. Just bits and pieces where the horses can't get in and trash it. That's the big thing. We don't want the horses trashing it. Oh, my pup balls rolled away. We've had pup balls in here. The wind has rolled it away. That's one of them. It's past its best now. It was massive. So yeah, I thought I'd put the trailer in there so it's handy, because my horses they hardly ever get into a trailer. Hang on. So if I've got the trailer parked here, conveniently, you know, not behind God knows how many bales of straw and what have you, I can stop back here, let the ramp down, practice trailer loading there. Thought that would be handy. Now I've put another gate in here, the opposite side of this trimming pen, because up here I've got a round pen behind this shed. So that would be an easy get in without the others all following me. There is a gate here for tractor work, etc. But that would be straight off mud. You'd be filthy by the time you'd fall through there in wet weather. Then come on the concrete all the way to here, get a saddle or something put on them or whatever they need, out into the round pen, do a little bit of training. And here we've 2 barrels for water. It's not for drinking because they've got natural water, but it is for so I can clean their feet, so you know the feet won't be spotless in winter regardless. I can scrub their feet, have a darn good look at them before I start trimming. So that's what the concrete is. It's actually just 2.5 loads extra to what we already had. I think it was 2.5 loads. It was about 2,500 anyway, a bit less. And you know, I don't begrudge it at all. I never thought I could afford it. I didn't think I could afford the shed, let alone that. I didn't think I'd get planning for the shed, if we're being totally honest. But it's a nice shed. I wish I could show you all of it. Can't get it in one shot. That's the end we've just been in with the trimming pen. And you saw that was stuffed with hay. And then all that stuffed with hay. And then we ran out of pallets to put it on, so he's just put a shed, put some vehicles to the end this year. And he's stored some of his own. Into that store shed of his, he's put the rest of the hay in there from this year's load. Now this is just the winter track. I've got another big shed, it'll be as big as this one, but just a sort of conventional farm building, and it's half filled with hay, the rest half is a trimming area and shelter for the horses. You'll have seen pictures of them. That bit's not bedded, but they've got a bedded bit next door to it. So here it is. Warm weather, wind blowing, horses very, very happy, and I'm off now to go down to Sweet Wells to tackle some feet there, but of course I haven't got the convenience of concrete there, so it may never happen. I'll try. There's my lovely Dallas, she's a quarter horse, nice mare. Hello lass, lovely mare, aren't you? Good girl. Nice eyes.